There we go.
Welcome to Late Night Chat World Cup 2022 Shenanigans episode 2.
Yes.
And let's get this party started with this great look. I love it.
Hi,
I
everybody.
love it. Hello, Luis.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Another week of crazy drama and more upsets and more like what just happened.
This has
Moment.
to be the craziest World Cup I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
First, it's supposed to be in the summertime.
That's the biggest change for me.
That's the
I'm
biggest fucking
celebrating
change.
soccer in the winter. It's like what am I? What am I from England?
You know, it's not the same when every time Portugal wins, the streets are in fucking crazy back to back
Nobody's out
because
today.
it's too cold.
Nobody's out. Nobody's
Well,
out.
today they lost, but the other two
Oh.
games,
Did anybody go? Did you check to see if anybody went out?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I drove by St. Clair, but I wasn't
Nobody.
honking or anything. It just happened to be on my way to work, right?
Okay.
And up Dufferin, what I did find, northbound on Dufferin were a few cars just honking away, like, the normal,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like the normal where
People on
every
the
time
street.
people on the street literally blocking streetcars and they close off fucking main roads.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did see a little boy who was standing in front on St. Clair and Dufferin, and he's with his mom. He must have been like 4 years old. Okay. They're on the streetcar waiting for a streetcar, and he's got his little Portugal flag, right? And I'm making a left on St. Clair to go down Dufferin. And every car that passes, he's just got this sad face because nobody's honking at him,
Nobody
right?
cares.
So I
Yeah.
start honking. I'm like, woo! You should have seen this little boy's face light up. He lit up like a Christmas tree, and his mom was like, thank you. I'm like, no problem.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's great.
That was
That's
so
great.
cute.
Yeah, the little kids, they totally enjoy, and like when people don't people are busy and they can't really like deal with like, oh, I can't celebrate right now, like whatever, like
Yeah.
little doing that for a little kid, it kind of like, sets their day good.
Yeah. I will tell you this. I do know that the bars have been packed.
I'm sure they have because it's been cold. So everyone has to
Portuguese
conglomerate
bars.
somewhere.
Yeah, but not just packed with Portuguese players, but now the Brazilians have come in.
Oh no.
So, and their games are all on the same day. Brazil and Portugal, they play on the same day.
Oh no.
Right? So it's like when one game's over, you see the Portuguese people file out and the Brazilians go in.
The Brazilians come in
because or vice versa.
The
10
o'clock game is over, and now the 2 o'clockers are coming in. Yeah.
Because, I've always gone with like family or friends to go to the bars because I just love the whole atmosphere of like the Portuguese community coming together. And there's, it always like, it gives you that extra, like I can be the yelling match girl that I am here with you there freely.
Yeah. Yes.
Because, and believe it or not, guys, everybody in there is 10 times louder than I am.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. It's almost as bad as being at the game itself, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that.
Oh man, but you see people fucking throwing shit, freaking out. Oh yeah. Portuguese people and Brazilians.
I don't know what kind of grungy bars you go to, Leslie.
No, these are all Portuguese bars.
Shit. People are throwing their little espressos. Like, what the fuck?
So there's like, so this is how it works. First, everybody goes like this, right? Praise, right? And then within 5 minutes of the game, all these fucking Catholics who are going like this, praying to God, are going, "Fullness!
Yeah,
Go fuck yourself! What the fuck are you doing? You feed the boot, blah 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 blah," swearing left, right, and center, and that's all you hear for the next 90+ minutes.
Yeah. I know. I know what you mean because I've been one of those people. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I think it's just in like Latin American and European blood.
Yeah.
Italians are actually a little more subdued than the pork chops are. Like I've gone to a couple of bars during World Cup when Italians are watching. Once I got really upset. not not for anything. Like I usually try to stay out of like, like I'm not going to go to an Italian bar obviously after Italy's playing and diss an Italian,
Yeah, of course.
right? But I used to stop at this Italian cafe on college every day after work.
I
And
think I know which one you're talking about.
on college, the
Yeah.
Standard, right
Which
next to
one?
Vivalese, right next to Vivalese, the Standard. It used to be called the Standard. It's now changed. It's not like a Canadian
Oh,
place,
okay.
but
Okay.
right next to. But you know where Vivoli is, like in Little
Yes.
Italy,
Yes.
right? It's
Yes.
right next to it.
I thought you were talking about the Diplomatico there.
Oh, Dips, nah,
I hate that
Dips.
place.
I love that place.
I hate it because one time I went with a group of friends and they didn't want to split our bill. So I got pissed
Oh,
off.
that's strange. They've
Yeah.
always split my bill.
No, they don't want to. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I hate this place now, and I've hated it
Eh,
since.
Maybe it was just whoever was fucking working that day.
Some douchebag.
Yeah, but no, they got decent food there.
Oh, yeah, the food was okay.
Yeah, and it's a historical place here in Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyhow, so I was sitting there, right? And this was the year that Italy won the World Cup, but
Oh six.
but they passed without having won any games in the first round. They tied all three games. Remember that?
Yes.
So, and they passed, and then they ended up winning the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
Now, I was there honestly just after work having a coffee, right? And just looking at the highlights of the game because I didn't get a chance to see any of the games because of
Yeah.
work, right?
Yeah.
And I was there with another friend. And this was our stoppage place like every day. Like we knew the owners who were Italian, right? Very nice people, right?
Yeah.
And there's this old Italian man, right? Who thought that I was Italian, right? And he goes, ah, che bella ragazza. And I'm like, oh, so sweet. He was like, it's what part of Italy are family from? I go,
Mm.
I'm not. We're Portuguese. He goes, oh, that's okay. We can't be perfect.
Uh,
Oh, I was just like, dude, you're
excuse
not
me?
telling a pork chop that during World Cup. You're not
Yeah, it's like,
doing that. You know,
excuse
like,
me?
what the fuck are you
Yeah.
trying to start a beef with me for?
It's like
Right?
fighting word, yeah,
I
for
was,
nothing.
oh, yeah, you have no idea. That man was lucky he was a senior citizen because I was not happy with that. I paid my bill and I looked at my friend and I said, we got to get out of here before I start fucking throwing
Yeah.
pasta at somebody.
Yeah, they have something I call OPP, old people privilege, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just don't no longer have a filter because they don't give a fuck
They
anymore.
don't care. They don't care.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
My son just came in from work.
Oh.
Yeah, he's
Oh
gone.
my god.
Anyhow, all right, so let's get started to this World Cup shenanigan shit,
Yeah, so when we left off, we still had two more groups from
which
the
was Group G and Group
yes.
H,
Yes.
right?
So it was Cameroon Serbia, which ended in a 3-3 draw, which was
Right?
kind of like okay, they each get a point. Totally
Yeah,
fine.
which kind of made sense. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like team wise, I mean, I would either call for Serbia to win
I like
or a tie,
again,
just on paper.
yeah, I love my the African teams when they come to the World Cup. So I love that Cameroon was able to kind of stand there. I would have liked it if they would have came on top, but whatever. Like
I would have too. Like, I thought that, like, and then there was South Korea and Ghana.
South Korea, Ghana, which I
And
missed.
South
Unfortunately.
Korea lost 2-3 to Ghana.
Yeah, 3-2. Yeah, it was. I missed that match, but from the highlights, it seemed like it was. It was. I mean, it's a high scoring
It
game
was a
for
very
soccer.
even game. It
Yeah,
was a very even game. Both played well.
yeah.
Um, I just think South Korea's just had like a shit luck until today.
Well, we can't skip again. We
But we
can't skip
can't skip
forward.
again.
We can't skip forward.
And then we had Brazil
Yeah,
Switzerland, where Brazil beat Switzerland one
boring,
nothing.
boring
It
match.
was a very boring game.
Yeah, because
And then
Brazil
we
ended up
had,
scoring. Sorry.
yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Brazil ended up scoring in like what, like the 90th minute
Yeah,
with like stoppage time, and it's like, oh, finally,
yeah.
they
There's
sneak
finally a
out their
goal.
3 points. Yeah,
Hmm.
it wasn't. It was kind of a little bit boring. It was like a cat and mouse game.
And
And
then there was Portugal Uruguay,
oh, your
which
boys,
I'll be honest,
your boys.
I did not think Portugal was going to win.
I know.
So I didn't think Portugal was going to beat Ghana, and they did. I didn't think Portugal was going to beat Uruguay, and they did.
So Portugal's going to win the World Cup, right?
No. And I did think they would beat South Korea, and they didn't.
I know. That
But
that was yeah. We'll get there. So
we'll,
that was
we'll, we'll, we'll
yeah,
get
we'll
there.
we'll get there. So that was the end of the second round. Now we're going to be talking about the
I do want
last
to say
round.
something about Suarez, though.
What, his teeth are weird?
No, but it is about his teeth. I'm just glad he didn't try to eat anybody.
He didn't eat anybody this time around? Well, now he
No,
can
no,
because he's going home. Anyways,
yeah, but but we have a player who is like Suarez,
he
who
bites too?
actually Pepe.
But Pepe's different though. He looks anorexic. He
Yeah,
looks
he's
like he needs to
39.
eat. He looks like he needs
Man,
to eat.
I don't know, but the fact that he's 39 and this is his last cup, I think,
I think
right? I
so,
don't,
right?
yeah, but he still is playing well at 39.
I just see a lot of videos of him hanging out with like Cristiano Ronaldo, like on the
Oh yeah,
pitch, like during
they're
training. They're like
they love
best
each other.
friends.
They
I
are, they
hate
are.
it. I
But you know who else Ronaldo was best friends with back in the day too?
oh Wayne Rooney?
No, no, those two hate each other.
They do.
But fuck Wayne Rooney. Not for
Yeah, fuck
anything.
that
I
guy.
never liked the guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I
That's
liked
not
him in the
world
first
class.
years and I was impressed. And then he just fucking sucked after. So I was just like, okay,
Well, then
fuck
he
you.
left. Good
Yeah.
for him.
No, Kaká, the great Kaká,
Kaká.
who did
Kaká.
play with Ronaldo. So it was Kaká's end of his career and the beginning of Ronaldo's career. And
Ronaldo's.
they were like thick as thieves.
Hmm.
Um, so that was nice to see, right? But yeah, so when and Pepe didn't play the first game
Oh yeah, he didn't. They
against
had him. They
Ghana.
had him. Yeah.
So what happened was the guy who did play Pepe's position, and I can't fucking remember his name. He sucks anyways. I always wanted Pepe there in anyways. Um,
Designated biter, right?
yeah. He actually broke 3 ribs during training.
What the hell are they doing on the
I
Portuguese
don't know.
training field?
Neymar's out during injuries, and
Yeah,
this
but
guy.
Neymar's out because of the game, right? Like someone stepped on his pinky, and then
Yeah,
he was
this was
like, "Oh,
during
my
in
ankle's
this was during
inflated."
training. I don't know what happened.
Wow.
And the coach said, I don't know what happened either. I just tell you what the doctors told me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so he's out. And I was like, well, good, because I didn't want him there anyways, right?
Yeah.
And I really wanted Pepe to play. And then we show up to play Uruguay, and the coach is being interviewed, right? And he's like, "So
Yeah.
who are you gonna put in Isidrinho or whatever his name is position?" And he goes, "Who else? The monster, Pepe,
The
right? Called
monster.
literally call him a monster. He is a freaking beast
Yeah.
on that
Yeah.
field. He can be,
Yeah.
and there's a reason why he's still so successful. He's just like he's probably the best defenseman Portugal's ever had.
Oh, really? Eh? You're putting him
Yeah,
that high up, eh?
I'm putting him that
Wow.
high. Yeah, he's brilliant, brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant. I mean, he's played in big leagues. Like he's played with Ronaldo outside of Portugal. He's played every time he's played for Portugal, except the Uruguay game. He's did a little couple mistakes, but then he redeemed himself.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, no, a
yeah,
lot of players in his position in terms of when it comes to their age, like they obviously know very well how to adapt to how different it is for them to play now. Like,
yeah.
there's you get like really good like aging players like Iniesta. I know Iniesta is playing now in Japan for like a club team, and he doesn't get called up to the national team anymore because he's kind of
Well,
retired from that.
yeah.
But it's like with Pepe, it's like they've learned to adapt and change their style of play where it's like
He
they
still
can
plays
still
for
commit.
Porto,
Yeah, they can still they can
Champions
still
League.
give so much. They can still give so
Yeah,
much, but yet it's a little more like take the foot off the gas just a little bit. Like you don't have to be attacking all the time. You don't have to be chasing the ball. You don't have to be running. Pass the ball. You don't have to be the goal scorer. You can pass the
yeah.
ball, create more chances, and that's how players of that caliber tend to stay around for as long as they can.
Oh
because
yeah.
they can adapt, right? So it's great to
So
see that
yeah,
Pepe's still around
so
there.
so it was pretty fitting that Pepe and Suarez were facing each other
Oh my
because
god.
their tempers are the same.
Yes. Yeah. The
So
battle
I
of the
was
teeth.
like,
The battle of
yes,
the teeth.
yes, and not for
Mhm.
anything. I thought we were gonna like Portugal was gonna lose, right? So when they're
Mhm.
facing, I'm like, oh, he's putting in Pepe. Now we're on even ground here.
But that came up to nothing
Yeah,
because they
two
ended up
nothing.
losing anyways.
Uruguay lost,
Yeah. Yeah. And
and then you
so
had Ecuador and Senegal.
yeah, so these games are the games that like really mattered because everything in each group, a few teams already had the generic buy-in, but
Right. Like
for the
England.
teams, yes, England, Portugal, like for certain groups, there was games that really mattered because they were pretty much tied. Anyone kind of had a chance of getting through if they were to win.
Yeah.
Some teams like okay, if they drew or if they lost, like they would have gotten eliminated, which had happened for a few teams here. But yeah,
So this is the third round. This
the
is the
last
third
round.
round now. Ecuador and Senegal,
Oh
2-1.
man.
Senegal beating
Oh
Ecuador 2-1.
I caught the
That was
last.
shock number one for me.
Yes. Yes. It was very so at this point they're instead of playing because through the other TV scheduling, there was like at least 4 games a day. Now it's still 4 games a day, but 2 games are being played
At the
simultaneously.
same time,
Simultaneously,
because guys, if you don't understand why they're being played simultaneously, is because they're not supposed to know what the standing of the other team in their group is until the very end, right?
yes,
So they're supposed so that they're not trying to lose to second place or
on
whatnot
purpose or
on
yes,
purpose or whatever,
yes,
so that everybody in there is giving them their best, right?
yeah, without
um
without. So yeah, so the Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands was it? No, was it
yeah, it
Netherlands and
was
Qatar
Netherlands and Qatar.
played at the same
So
time?
yes, and because they were both Group A.
Yes,
And Netherlands beating Qatar 2-0, that's not surprising at all.
that didn't really matter.
No. Then we have Iran and USA.
USA
And
against English.
USA
Yes, 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 yes.
beating Iran, which the irony and the drama that came up before this game. Did you see that interview?
I didn't see the interview, but I remember that there was a lot of like controversy or there was a lot of like
So Iran has been going after Team USA, even going as far as asking FIFA to disqualify them.
USA.
Yeah, because of comments that were made regarding, I don't know, like some bullshit. I don't know. So USA was calling out Iran and supporting um, the women that are being, killed
Oh,
in
women's rights.
protesting,
Women's rights.
right? And obviously, the government of Iran is not happy with that,
Of course not, because it paints them in a bad light. Nobody wants to be
right?
painted in a bad light.
So not just that, there was a British commentator that said that Iran won the other game by smoozing over the referee, and that's how they do things, and that's how their culture is, right? Which
Okay.
is, it is a little bit racist, right? Or
Yeah.
stereotypical.
Stereotypical,
But
yeah.
they wrote a fucking long ass letter to the network asking them to fire him and asking the FIFA to disqualify USA for their political stance on what's going on in Iran. And then on top of that, there was an interview with, and I have to get credit to this American player. He's half black, half white. Um, and I forgot his name, but look up Iran reporter questioning American player. And during this interview, this reporter was disgusting, to be honest. He goes, first question is, as a person of color, how do you feel representing the US when there's so much racism in your country? Right?
See, okay, okay,
Right?
okay.
Really, you're from Iran. You want to talk about controversy?
I know
Okay.
it's
And then the second question is how can you say you're not racist when, first of all, you're pronouncing it Iran when the correct pronunciation is Iran,
on.
right? And this guy took everything with class, right? And he responded with class. And this reporter was just a piece of shit reporter, right?
Yeah,
Like he just said, uh, working abroad, I was raised in a multicultural family, like I'm very, like, I look
yeah.
forward to learning
He was very like,
about cultures. And
yeah,
I'm glad you corrected me in saying Iran instead of Iran,
yeah.
right? Like, please,
It's such
all
bullshit.
this fucking bullshit.
Such
So,
bullshit.
but the fact that I wasn't really rooting for the US, but the fact that they beat him after that reporter tried to bash him for stupidly,
Yeah,
uh, I'm glad they did. Just for
hate it.
that. I
I
get
hate it.
petty,
I hate it.
guys. I get
I
real
hate it. I hate
petty.
it because it's USA. I hate it because it's USA.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways,
I know, but I can get petty. It's like I usually root for Brazil, right? Because I'm always so happy, like in awe of how Brazilians play soccer. Like
yeah,
literally, there's nobody better than a Brazilian, right? Playing soccer. And this year, I'm like, no, Neymar, ew,
I know.
oh
Well, I mean,
no,
I know. He's just the one bad apple, right?
yeah.
He's just the one
But
bad apple.
they're fucking obviously doing really well even without him.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and then we had Wales in England. Poor Wales, you know, fucking Gareth
I
Bale,
feel so
man.
bad. Yeah, I feel so bad for Gareth
That's who
Bale
I feel
because
sorry for.
yeah, like I don't really know anybody else on the
No,
Wales team. All I know is that they're basically just I don't want to badmouth the Wales team, but they're literally like
no,
Englishmen that didn't make it to the English national team. Like, you know what I
no,
mean?
that's not the case at all.
But there's only like a few of them that were actually from Wales. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like I just feel bad for Gareth Bale because how old is he now? 30, 30, 32, 34.
34, I think.
He might have
He's
one
around
World Cup
Messi's age.
left,
Yeah.
right? You know, he might have one World Cup left, and just
Well,
to like go out,
if he plays till he's 37, yeah, like Ronaldo.
but I mean, just to go out being in last place. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's kind of tough,
yeah.
kind of
It
tough.
is.
And then we have Tunisia against France.
I don't understand.
France,
Tunisia, you lost
Tunisia,
everything, and then you play fucking Mbappe and you win one
and yeah,
nothing.
they beat them 1-0. Yeah, but from what I missed that game too, but from what I understood was that France didn't have their full lineup.
They did it,
It
so
was like
they
a
put
bunch
in
of
their
like
subs.
bench warmers,
Yeah, they put in their
right?
subs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they put in their subs. Tunisia put in their captain that like needed to
yeah.
like, you know, but
Where Portugal
whatever.
kind of did the same thing today too, but
Yeah.
except Ronaldo, because but we'll get to that
Yeah,
in a little bit.
we'll talk about that after. And then
Yeah,
Australia with the fucking out of
Denmark
nowhere. Out of
out of
nowhere.
nowhere.
One
This
nothing.
resulted in them being in second place in their group.
Yes, which is fucking bonkers because Denmark.
Denmark. Denmark. Okay, like guys, there's like these World Cup super countries that go in that always make it to the round of 16.
Yes.
Denmark, Croatia, Italy, Portugal,
Belgium.
Belgium, Brazil, Argentina, uh like at least these seven fucking teams
Yes.
go in.
The list goes on.
The list
But
goes on, but
but
Australia's not one of them.
Australia fucked up everybody's bracket. That's all I want to say.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
fucked up everybody's bracket.
And then not,
Because Senegal, I
yeah,
understand Senegal. I mean, USA kind of sneaking in. Yeah, okay, but Australia,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't get it. And then we had Saudi Arabia versus Mexico.
Oh, you're looking at, I'm looking at Argentina, Poland.
Argentina,
Same
Poland. Oh,
group.
sorry. Okay, well, it's the same. They played at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So
So so yeah, Saudi Arabia and Mexico. Mexico. Now you decide
I
to win a
caught
fucking game?
I caught the last couple of minutes from that game because again I was busy and all that stuff. So I constantly kept flipping up and down because I'm trying to catch like highlights from both games because I have TSN 4 and then TSN
Right.
1 and like all that, so I can kind of like flip in between.
Right.
Um, the Mexico, because of their grouping, they needed to be up a goal on Poland because at the end of it they would have been, because of goal differentials they still would have come in third.
Yeah.
So Mexico needed that third goal and they
Yep.
scored.
Yeah.
They scored, but then they called it offside again. Fucking VAR. I don't know, love it or hate it. I fucking an elbow is offside.
I have a theory about this World Cup 22 Qatar VAR, and I'll explain it to you in a second.
Oh, but it's like
It's all off. It's all
yes.
off.
So they called
Yeah.
the goal back,
Yeah.
leading to Saudi Arabia scoring the goal in extra time,
Yeah.
and then just kind of squashing Mexico's
Yeah.
thing because Saudi
Which
Arabia was
broke my heart for
already out.
Ochoa. It broke my heart for Ochoa.
Yeah, poor guy. Everyone loved him. Apparently, everyone
I
loves him.
do. I love
Everyone
him.
loves him.
He's the guy who just saves Mexico's ass every time
Yes,
World Cup time
yes,
comes.
yes.
Nobody knows what fucking team he plays for.
Who he
They know
plays
he
for?
plays in Mexico because he refuses to leave, but he's been offered a shitload of money
Yes,
outside of Mexico,
I've heard.
right?
I've heard that. So
And he
then,
won't leave.
yeah. Long story short, Argentina beats Poland, which is whatever. And but because of goal differentials, Argentina's in first place and Poland's in second.
Yeah. Uh, I
Wow,
mean, I will tell you what I'm happy about that. I am happy about Argentina making it through.
I
Not
know,
for anything. I'm just really happy for Messi.
I know, I know.
Yeah, he has a
Well,
chance.
it's good. They lost their first game, which is totally fine. There's big
Yeah.
teams that have
The
lost,
only thing,
their
Messi,
first
if you're
game.
listening, go watch Ronaldo, who I like to call Pinaldo right now because he's does penalty shots. That's what he does
That's
now.
all he does. Yeah,
Yeah. And just learn how to take penalty shots from him. That's all you need to improve on.
yeah.
Because how
He's
Messi, you
fucking
can
up.
do a beautiful midfield fucking goal, but you can't fucking. That's 3 penalty shots he's
Yes,
missed in
yes,
World Cup.
yeah.
What's wrong
He's
with you,
not.
Messi?
He
Penalty
can't do
shots
it.
are like giving goals.
Get
They're
somebody
gifts.
else. Get somebody else in there, man. Like somebody that
Yeah. Neymar too, man. Like, come on, Neymar. Whoa, you don't know you can do a
Ne-
beautiful fucking midfield goal or side
Neymar.
goal.
He does that. He does that little two step. That little. I hate that.
Oh,
I
fuck.
hate it.
I'm glad
Anyways,
Mbappe has taken over penalty shots. Show him how it's done. That's what they keep fighting over in fucking
yes,
in the team. They can't stand each
ESPN.
other.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
It's hilarious.
and then
Hilarious.
you got Messi in the middle. I love you both.
Yeah. Well, he wants out. Everybody wants out of PSG. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on
Oh, it's
in
Neymar who's
Paris.
being a diva in there. That's
It's
why.
Paris. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So then you got Croatia and Belgium.
Oh, and
That was a fucking 0-0 tie,
boring. But
right?
Belgium,
Very
though,
boring.
Belgium needed the win.
Yep.
And then at the same time that was happening, it was Canada Morocco, which
Yep.
I for some reason I couldn't watch it, and it's just like yeah, I don't get it. They ended up losing 2-1 to Morocco. Morocco, which because of that win, Morocco's in first place. Morocco, followed by Croatia.
So here's what I have to say about what happened in this group. Belgium, you fucked over Canada, and karma fucking hit you.
That whole team. There's a lot of news stuff coming out from like the Belgian reporters and all that stuff that like there was some toxic dynamic going on within that team. Courtois, their
Yeah,
goalie, doesn't
yeah,
talk to Kevin De Bruyne or whatever that is, however
yeah.
you pronounce his name. They hate
Who's a
each other
fantastic
apparently.
player.
He's a fantastic player, but they
Yeah.
hate each other for some strange odd
Hmm.
reason. The coach, I think after this game, like quit. Is it this game? Yeah, Belgium. I think it's Belgium. He like quit.
Are you serious?
I think he quit.
I didn't know that.
Either I'm talking about yeah, I think it is Belgium. I think I heard that like he quit. And I'm
Wow.
like, what like how toxic was this Belgium like, locker room where like they didn't show up. They're what? World number 2?
Yeah.
World number
They
1,
were
world number
ranked
2?
they were ranked world number 2. Okay. I'm sorry.
Again, yeah, I know the world rankings.
How does Belgium rank higher than Portugal? On paper. Let's be honest here.
How do they rank higher than Brazil? How do they rank higher? I don't
I
understand.
I don't either.
I don't
FIFA,
understand.
send me some info. Help me understand.
We have to like divulge a little better in terms
Yeah.
of
I
like
mean,
how
like,
does
tell
the
me
point
who's
system
who's
work?
paid you for these fucking stats.
I don't get it. I don't get it. So in that
So
group, Morocco's first, Croatia second.
second. Yeah. And then we've got Japan beating Spain.
The giant killers. That's what I'm calling them. I'm calling them and the Koreans giant killers. Giant killers. Japan beat Spain 2-1. They bet
Who Spain had beat Costa Rica
we go like 7-0.
7-0.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And then in that simultaneously during that game, Germany was up
Playing Costa
4-2.
Rica.
They're playing
And
Costa Rica. They
Costa Rica was beating them 2-0. And then they end up losing 4-2 against Germany.
yes.
So who made it through? Again, shocker. Japan and Spain.
Japan and Spain because of point differentials or whatever the hell it
Goal
is.
differentials, yeah.
Goal differentials. Yeah.
Yeah.
Germany with their ugly jerseys were sent home for the second World Cup in a row in group stages. So I hear people are calling for what's it called? Not a
New
like a
coach?
like a like a reboot, like a rebuild. They're
Yeah.
calling to like get rid of everybody and like start everything all over again. And
Well,
I mean
that's
it's
what Spain did.
yeah, yeah. I
And
hated I
it
hated
worked
the
for Spain.
I
Look at
hated the
them. They're still
German
kicking ass.
I hated the German jerseys. So with that
So
big black line.
This Japan Spain thing, there was a penalty shot, again, not called. There's been quite a few for Spain, and it wasn't called. Japan robbed it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was laughing my head off with my sister because I was like saying, you know, this is what happens. I bet you the guy looking at the VAR was that Venezuelan again from the fucking
Oh, your
Canada
boy.
game.
Yeah, your boy.
Okay.
Your
Whoever that
boy.
Venezuelan is, because in Venezuela, guys, like I said last episode, they don't use VAR. They don't know how to use VAR. So
Just
they're
looking at
looking at
TVs.
the freaking computer and they're like, oh, Brazil, come here, help me.
Brazil.
It's a goal or no goal? And Brazil's like, Japan and Spain? We want Spain out. No goal.
Yeah, fuck
Japan.
Spain. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what's going on in VAR
I
because
don't know.
there are so many fucking calls. Like there was this ball and it literally, okay, so here's the goalie, right? Here's Japan coming. There's a line behind the goalie line that gets you out of game if the ball crosses.
Yes.
There are 70 cameras for VAR looking at this fucking ball. It clearly goes not just a little over the line,
It goes out
but
of bounds.
completely out of
It
bounds.
goes out of bounds.
And he kicks it back into play after it's already out of bounds on a cross, and Japan scores the second goal.
Yeah.
That should not have been a goal. And how do you tell me there's fucking VAR looking at this, 70 fucking cameras, and there's the Venezuelan going, hey, I cannot see. Brazil, come help. Ah, Spain, no, just give a goal to Japan.
Yeah. And there are sensors in the ball to
Yes.
determine the position and where it is and where
Ah,
it's at. From I heard a few like comments about that where it's like, oh, fans are only looking at the broadcast the broadcasting film, like what we see like on TV, like we don't get the in-depth. So from an angled point of view, it looks like there's a gap, but in reality it looks, and if you turn it like this, there it's not fully over the line. Or when they went to go look at it, the player's leg was kind of covering the ball, so you can't really see. I don't know fucking
yes, we
technicalities.
can, because I saw three different fucking versions
Exactly.
of that fucking thing,
Exactly.
and they were
Exactly.
all out of bounds.
Exactly.
You're
But
telling
don't.
me, four eyes over here, I can't see jack fucking shit. Okay, I put on my glasses and I'm like, okay, I'm not for Spain or Japan. Like, I'm a completely unbiased fucking person here. Like, if Japan
Mm,
made it through, great for Asia. If Spain made, like, no, we're Portuguese. We don't like Spain. Do you get what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the thing is that, like, Spain's a great team. I can't, like, I would, you know, like to see them go through.
Yeah.
Japan's a great team too, right? But that, when what's clear is clear. That ball was out of bounds.
The
Okay,
Giants killers.
I'm blind and I saw that. How
Giants
does
killers.
VAR not fucking see it? So this brings up the question. I think they're planning something. FIFA's planning something.
Are you? I mean, again, the soccer conspiracist within you is coming
Yep.
out. You're
Yep.
telling me. You're telling me
Well, how
Morocco.
does 70 fucking cameras not catch an out of bounds ball?
See, like I don't know. I don't know. They wanted to keep it interesting. People wanted a Germany out. Like who knows? Who knows? But all I know is that Japan bet Spain.
Yeah.
And they were crying and they were so happy, and it was I don't know.
It was
I
beautiful to
It
see,
was a
because I can't
beautiful
remember
emotion.
I think the
Yes.
last time Japan has made it past the round of 16 was when they kicked out Portugal when they hosted the World Cup.
Oh, in 2002? Korea, Japan? Well, speaking of Korea, Japan, Korea did, yeah, because we Costa Rica, Germany, it was a whatever match. The Germans
Yeah,
were out anyways.
4-2. Yeah.
Yeah, 4-2.
South
But
Korea and Portugal.
wow, again, the Giants killers.
So I will tell you this. I watched the game, obviously. So now we've already spoken about Canada, Canada South. I'm super proud, Canada. You guys were robbed. You played like the pros. You deserve to be in the round of 16. You so deserved it. It's not your fault. Go Canada. I love you, but I can't
Yeah,
wear you anymore this year. So now
Portugal.
Portugal. Okay.
Hashtag bandwagon.
No, I actually have dual citizenship, freak.
I'm a bandwagoner. I'm a total
I'm not.
bandwagoner.
Well, yeah,
Whoever's
because your
winning.
team
Yep.
isn't in there.
Yeah,
If your team
exactly.
was
I
in
have to.
there,
Oh,
right?
I'd
Yeah,
go for Peru. I'd go for
right.
Peru or again, any South American country.
Literally, I am the definition of a Luso Canadian. That's what you call people like me. I was born here, but I'm first generation Portuguese, and my
Yeah.
parents gave me Portuguese citizenship. So I have two passports. I have a Portuguese passport and a Canadian one. So I
Do you
have
have to
dual
vote?
citizenship.
Do you have to vote?
Huh?
Do
I
you have to
can if I
vote?
want to. Yeah.
But you don't?
I don't vote for Portuguese politics because they're more corrupt than the US ones.
I mean,
Yeah, European politics is a whole different thing.
it's a different thing.
Yeah. Anyhow,
So okay, yeah. You saw the game, you
so
were
I
saying.
saw the game.
So did
I
I.
will, and I
A
have to
little
be
bit.
honest. Okay.
Yeah.
South Korea played well.
Yeah. Yeah, they really did.
Portugal also didn't have their star players, except
Yeah, because
Ronaldo.
they were in. They would have been mathematically in
They
regardless.
were they were already in with, and not just that, during that Uruguay game, there are a lot of yellow cards there on the roster for
Ghana,
Portugal.
Uruguay. That happened
No,
simultaneously.
Portugal, Uruguay.
Oh,
When
okay.
Portugal played Uruguay, there were
Oh,
a
okay.
lot of yellow cards given to the Portuguese players. So I knew going into this game that Fernando Santos had to change his lineup, right? A,
But
your team's already through. Okay.
yeah,
Whether you're in first or you're second, your team's already through. You put Ronaldo in because you still want to finish off in first place,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But, like everybody else, it's not that they had a B team. They just didn't have everybody who normally starts starting.
Who normally starts? Yeah.
And in the second half, instead of doing the changes in the 70 minutes, he changed them in the 60 minutes.
Oh, so 10 minutes before the guys
Right.
were
So he
still.
started
Yeah,
changing it like so halfway through, like he really switched it up quickly. Right.
yeah,
And the first one being out was Ronaldo. Right. And I'll never forget what I saw today. You know how you read lips? Okay.
yeah,
Ronaldo's like, Estás com pressa me tirar, foda-se, which means you're in a hurry to get me out of here, right? He
yeah.
was not happy about
He
leaving the
wants
game that
he wants his
earlier.
guys. He wants his guys rested, right?
Yeah,
And
like, come
Korea.
on.
I know Korea was like they needed it.
They
Korea
needed it.
Korea
They
was
needed it.
more desperate to get it out. And I don't know, but like I
They were the
caught
last guys, they were the last place in the four in the
yeah,
group. And they made it
to
on
second.
goal differential,
But but
even though
but
If Uruguay had scored that third goal and
which they
Uruguay
did, which was called back because it was offside because of
offside,
VAR.
and they were robbed two penalties. They were robbed clear two penalties. Uruguay was, those two players were fucking tripped in front of the net. Again, VAR, hello, I'm blind and I can see and you can't.
Yeah,
And after that game, Uruguay literally rushed the referee. Did you see that?
I saw that. I
They
saw how
literally,
there
those
was like
players
5 or 6
literally rushed.
yeah.
They got yellow cards, but who
Yeah,
gives a fuck?
but I
They were
mean,
out.
it was a whatever match, right? Like they were out anyway, so even if they got yellow
No,
cards,
if
like
they
it doesn't
scored that
matter.
third goal, I know, but if had they scored that
Yeah,
third goal, then Korea, even though they beat Portugal, wouldn't have made it because of goal differentials.
yeah,
But because they did, so when Korea Portugal finished, right, and Korea had beat Portugal 2-1, they had to wait 8 minutes
yes,
to see if they
yeah,
qualified. And
because
then
the
you
Uruguay
saw
gone,
the
yeah,
tears, literally
yeah,
the tears in those South Koreans. I was happy for them. I was
but that,
happy for them.
like you got to admit that like the second goal, I caught the second goal from Korea where like
Yeah.
Huming Sun like broke out through like three or four
Portuguese
Portuguese
players.
defenders.
Yeah.
He looked like Christopher Reeves in Superman.
Yeah.
Like, going
He went
through
right through William Carvalho, who I still don't know. If I ever meet Fernando Santos, I'm going to ask him, why? Why you
like
keep putting this guy in? Why, like, does he suck your cock in that fucking change room or something?
yeah, he
Like,
probably does. I mean, who knows what happens behind the
he's the
scenes,
worst player ever
He's
for
got
Portugal.
but he's got pretty lips.
Every time I look at the roster, Euro, Nations League, World Cup, William Carvalho is there. I'm like, why? Why? You got Pepe.
Yeah. Yeah,
Why?
but like I said,
But he keeps starting fucking William Carvalho. Why? The guy,
he
it's like balls go through him. I don't know why he's there. I don't know why he's there. It's fucking annoying. I hate seeing him there.
because the coach likes his mouth. I don't know. Like he likes
I
him.
don't know. Fuck.
But for some odd reason, he puts him back in and shit like this happens. Okay, yeah, I get it. Portugal didn't care about that match. They didn't really care about that match,
So
but I
they
get it.
kind of did after, and I'll explain why after
When they were
we get
down,
through
when they were
this.
down by the second goal.
No, and I'll explain. No, no, no. I'll explain why it would be important to finish off in first. Okay,
Yes, yeah,
I'll
strategic,
explain. It's all
strategics.
strategic.
Yeah,
Okay, we've got now uh Serbia and Switzerland, where Switzerland beat Serbia 3-2.
3-2. I didn't watch that match. I didn't really care. But then Brazil and Cameroon. Brazil didn't care, and I don't understand. And it's like they played, and it was 0-0 for the longest time.
Until the last 2 minutes of the fucking game,
And
and
stoppage
Cameroon scored.
time.
And Cameroon had a red card.
Yeah, they were down to 11 men, about 10
So
men.
they so they beat Brazil with -1 man
Yep, yep. And
and
it's
still didn't make it through because they
and that
lost
was
every other game.
they still they got to third.
They got to
They got
third,
to
yes.
third, but I was like freaking out. I'm like, why would Brazil let them score a goal? Not let them, but like kind of fuck up a little bit where Cameroon was allowed to score a goal because that could have fucked them up. Like points wise, it probably could have fucked them up. You know, because I'm just there thinking like fuck, like okay, well, I guess Argentina's the last fucking South American team, but then because of points and this and that and all this shit, Brazil somehow ended up still on top.
So I have never, ever prayed for another team to come out in first place in their round as much as I did today, Brazil.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know, but it would have been such a
Because
great match.
no, it wouldn't. Shut up.
It would have. It's
Look,
the
if
round of
Brazil and
16.
Portugal play, you will be visiting me in a grave. My
Uh-huh.
heart can't take it.
Yeah,
My heart can't take it. It can't. It's the same. There are two teams that my heart, I cannot watch the game. No matter how much of a soccer fan I am, I cannot ever watch the game
yeah,
because I will die of a heart attack. I will. That's Portugal, Italy, and Portugal, Brazil.
yep,
Do not ask me to watch these fucking games. I will not watch them. I refuse to watch them because I can't. I already get so anxious and nervous watching the regular fucking games
yep,
of other fucking World Cup teams, but Brazil, Portugal, no man. So if Brazil had finished off in second place and Portugal in first, they would have to face each other
yeah.
the next round.
Yeah, because the round of 16 is now settled, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
The
So
round of
Portugal will
16.
be instead playing against Switzerland. So we're going to try and eat some Swiss cheese.
Yep.
And let me tell you, I'm not much more comforted by this
Why? Switzerland.
because I look at the history between soccer wise between Portugal and Switzerland,
Okay.
and it's like flipping a fucking coin.
Oh, it's 50-50. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be I think the game is probably going to be decided by one goal.
Switzerland has a history of kicking Portugal out, and Portugal has a history of kicking Switzerland out. Do you get
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's those
Yes.
two fucking teams. I'd
Yeah.
rather play England.
Everyone would rather play England though.
You know why? Because Portugal has a history of always kicking, being the ones to kick them out of the fucking World
Yes.
Cup
Yes, I remember.
and
Yes, I
Euro.
remember.
Always.
I
Anytime a
remember.
Euro comes around, anytime World Cup comes around, Portugal kicks out England.
Yeah. But England is actually facing Senegal, which is great. Hopefully that match is going to be I feel like all these matches are going to be worth watching, except for maybe France against Poland. And
Oh no, France against Poland will be a great game.
nah, I don't know, man. I've seen like some of the Polish games, and like they've been kind of boring. Like I don't want to talk
Yeah,
bad
the
about
Polish.
Poland or anything like that. I'm
No,
sure
the
they're
Polish
lovely
have
people.
the Polish have a weird kind of fucking way
What?
of playing.
She's
Sorry,
okay.
I'm looking for
Yeah.
a pencil.
Oh.
Um,
Okay.
so I can write something down for the following thing because we're gonna go through who our predictions are before we close off.
Oh no. Okay.
So
Oh my God. These when we
because
did our
now our
predictions.
predictions are
Yes.
completely different
You
now,
want me to talk about my predictions? These are my predictions. Anything can
right?
happen.
So guys, this is the first time like I honestly like am not foreshadowing anything because nothing makes sense. None of
Yeah.
these teams make sense except Argentina, Holland to me makes sense. England makes sense. Croatia to me makes sense. Brazil makes sense. But Portugal and Switzerland make sense to me.
Yep.
Um, but Morocco, no fucking sense. South Korea, no fucking sense to me. Japan, no fucking sense to me. Senegal, no fucking sense to me. Australia, for fuck's sakes. And the US. Like,
Uh,
I
yeah,
don't
I'm
know,
just
man.
I'm just I know I should have done this beforehand, but I'm just writing down like the abbreviated forms of the teams because I'm gonna do my gonna try to do my predictions. And yeah, you're right. Like some of these teams just kind of like
Nothing makes
somehow
sense.
they got in. Somehow. Luck of the draw.
Somehow.
I don't even want to say luck of the draw
No.
because yeah, I don't know. So tomorrow, do you want me to just kind of jump in?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Tomorrow.
All right. So it's going to be USA against the Netherlands in the morning.
I call Holland.
You call Holland. I call Holland. Yeah, because I just like I get it that USA is the last CONCACAF team,
Yeah,
and because Mexico's gone, Costa Rica's gone, Canada's gone. Like I,
yeah.
I just hate like the American like what I don't know I don't even know what the right word would be for it. It's just they're just kind of like arrogant,
Yep, pretty much.
because they're already calling out like Mexico for losing and this and it's like, you know what? Like I hope you get rocked by Holland.
Yep,
You know what I mean?
yep. They made fun of Iran.
Yeah, they made fun of Iran, they made fun of Mexico. So it's like, you
Don't
know
say
what, man?
Iran. Don't say Iran. Remember, the guy said it's Iran.
Iran. Um and then
And
later
it's
on,
just FYI, guys, it isn't Lisbon, it's Lisboa.
oh, you gotta know. For the last
Like I give a
for the
fuck.
longest time, I thought it was called Kiev.
Me
But
too.
because of the war in Ukraine, everyone's calling it Kiev.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh shit, we've been pronouncing it wrong for the past 90 years.
No.
You know what I mean? So I guess Iran, um,
So Argentina, Australia. I say Argentina.
Argentina needs to do that. Needs to do it. Then
France,
Japan,
Poland. I'm
Croatia.
calling. Oh, I have
Yeah,
France,
because
Poland.
you have France, Poland.
Yeah,
I
right
have
after
I have this
Japan
little.
and
I don't know if you
Croatia
can
play
see.
Monday. Yeah, no, not me. So I got it like
Oh, you
this.
have a. I can't see it. What
Hold
are you
on.
doing? Put it on your camera. What are you doing?
I'm trying to put
What are
it
you
on the
doing?
camera.
What the hell are you doing? Those
It
are the
goes by
scheduling.
date.
That's
Yeah, it
oh
goes by
you
date.
okay. You have the right scheduling then. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the following map of
France,
France
Poland
Poland? I give
on
it to
Sunday.
France. I give it
I'll
to
give it to
France.
yeah, Mbappe's on a roll.
Yeah.
France.
Who follows that one?
England, Senegal.
Oh, see,
I'm going for
like
Senegal.
I know, me too. But I mean, I'm trying to be like soccer smart and trying to figure it out because like my heart goes Senegal. My heart
Yeah.
goes Senegal, but I
That was
mean
like being calling
England.
Canada to pass the group. That was my
I
heart.
know, I know. And England, when it comes to the round of 16, sometimes they kind of show up. You know what I mean? But fuck it, I'm gonna go with you. I'm just gonna give it to Senegal. I really hope Senegal beats them, even if
Yeah.
it's gonna be down to the wire, one goal, whatever. Who gives a shit? Everybody gets fucking red cards. I mean, it'll be bad if they get red cards because then they can't play the following game. But like, no, no, no. I'm gonna give it to Senegal.
All right, here's a tough one. Japan, Croatia.
Japan.
Me too.
Japan. Only because I they're their new Iceland. They're giant
Yeah.
killers. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's just like I get it. Luka Modric and
Yeah.
his Croatian guys like
But he's older now too.
it, no, but like in their group stages, like they've been it's just kind of hit or miss, right? Like
Mhm.
they weren't as bad as Denmark. Not
Yeah.
Denmark, sorry, Belgium. But I mean, their matches could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Whereas Japan has been this
It's
pressure
consistent.
machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played the same way they did
And
Germany
remember
with Spain.
the mentality now going into round 16 to these teams that normally don't pass the group stages, they're a lot more like
They have angst. They
confident,
have this.
and
Yeah,
they're confident and hungrier. The
yeah,
hungrier they get, right?
yeah.
So I'm with you. Japan, Brazil, Korea,
Oh, see another one. Korea, the giant killers. I
Brazil.
want to go Brazil. I
Yeah.
want to go Brazil
I
simply
think I
because
I don't I think South Korea is good, but not Brazil good.
I mean, if Brazil doesn't have a good defensive core,
Yeah.
which it seems like they have because their games haven't been like high scoring games.
Yeah.
Um, uh, they can probably because Korea, just like Japan, they have this like breakout moment,
Yeah.
right? Where it's like, oh yeah, you think you're playing defensively because that's what Spain did.
Yeah.
They played defensively, and then they kind of like cross it out, and they kind of slowly start to work their way up. But Japan was able to like counter that with high pressure. So
Yeah.
hopefully they don't fuck Brazil up. But I'm gonna go Brazil.
Me too. Morocco, Spain. I
Oh,
want to go Morocco,
let's go
but
Morocco. No, I'm going Spain
Spain, yeah.
because
But
I don't
my
understand.
heart wants Morocco to win.
I don't understand. I don't
Portugal,
understand.
Switzerland.
See again, 50-50, right? I think I'm gonna go Portugal. I
You
think
know
I'm gonna go
what?
Portugal. You know why?
I can't make a decision on this, but I'm just going to go Portugal because I'm going to support, my country
But
there.
that just means that if they do advance, they're gonna meet Spain. They're
We've
gonna meet
beat Spain
Spain.
before.
Yeah, no, I know, and vice versa. Because I remember when Spain won the World Cup, that happened.
Portugal meeting Spain is the same thing to me as Portugal meeting Switzerland. It's a fucking coin toss. It's whoever fucking wins, whoever's turn it is to win in the universe. That's all it is. Because talent wise, they're the same.
I just hate that on the left side of the bracket, if Argentina advance and Brazil advance, they have a chance of meeting in the semifinal. And I
Yeah.
hate that because it's two South American teams having to kill one another. You know what I
So I
mean?
obviously the Simpsons got it wrong. The final will not be Mexico Portugal.
Oh,
And I think they got their stars crossed. They were looking at the wrong Latino country. I think
yes.
it's going to be Portugal, Argentina.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I just hope that the rest of these matches are fucking great spectacles, great shows because they're these groups that are just this third round of the group stages have been so incredibly like worth watching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? More so than the first round. Okay, the first round, whatever, warm up matches, who cares? But like when the points mattered is the third round, and it's like nail biting matches. Korea comes out of nowhere. Morocco somehow comes out of nowhere. Like you
I
know
was
what I mean?
impressed with South
Like
Korea today.
yeah, I was really impressed with Japan yesterday.
Yeah,
Um,
until that fucking second goal. And I was like, okay, there's shit going down here.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
shit going down here.
it was
Like,
fun.
and I just rubs me this new president. Like the old president rubbed me the wrong way, but this new one is even creepier.
You talk about the Portuguese
No, the FIFA president.
He's
Oh,
president or the FIFA president?
the FIFA president.
Sorry, like the FIFA president. Oh, Infantino,
Yeah.
Julian Infantino.
Yeah. He rubs me
Why?
the wrong way,
Why?
man.
Why? 'Cause his bald head,
No,
just like
that whole
JT.
fucking
He's just
speech
like
that
JT.
he's he's an asshole, man.
He
He's a
looks
big
like
he's
one.
just a yeah.
He
And
looks like
Blatt
one.
was an asshole too, right?
Said Blatter was a jerk too. He looked like a yeah.
Well, yeah, did you hear about what he said about the women's team?
Oh, that maybe they should wear shorter shorts to attract more. Oh my God. Oh, I can't believe. Yeah, I can't believe I remember that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If they wanted more viewership, they should probably wear shorter shorts. Like, dude.
No, man, if you really wanted to promote your women's team, you wouldn't be paying Shakira to go do men's teams half times or finals or openings. You'd be paying Shakira to go fucking do the women's team.
Yeah,
Pay the same money for those entertainers so people can start watching. I hate football, but I'll definitely watch a fucking halftime,
yeah. But is
right?
it's still the same, right? It's all the same FIFA family, right? The
It
women's
all
and the
belongs to
men's.
FIFA, except they delegate to where the money goes. Do you know how many World Cups the Canadian female team have been in?
Oh my God.
Do you know who the highest scorer of all time is?
Uh, is she an American woman?
She's Canadian. She
Oh,
just retired last
is it
year. She has more
Sinclair?
goals than Ronaldo, Sinclair.
Sinclair? I thought it was Marta.
She has more goals than Ronaldo.
I thought it was Marta. Brazilian
Oh,
woman.
no, it's the Canadian. And
It's Sinclair.
Ronaldo, Sinclair, and Ronaldo even acknowledged it. He's like, I'm
Yeah,
going to try and get her record,
yeah,
right? She's come on, and you're telling she gets paid what $20,000 a year or $200,000 a year,
yeah.
right? And Ronaldo gets offered 27 million a year to go fucking play for Saudi Arabia.
I know. There's a lot of shit that goes behind like watching women's hockey, watching women's soccer. Like
Yeah,
it's fun when it's fun. Like you know what I mean. But I think the problem is that there's not enough funds going into women's sports,
because
which is a cop
nobody's
out.
investing in
Which is a
them.
cop out, which is a total cop out. But I know that they did this whole thing with like the WNBA, and there was no viewership. Like, I mean, there was not a lot of advertisement for it, but it was on, and nobody would go to the games, which is terrible because it's like it's a sport. It's like these are
Have you
athletes.
watched women in World Cup? What they act like?
I've seen the women's World
These
Cup
women
before.
are 10 times more brutal than the men are,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
nobody dives. They play with bleeding lips,
yeah,
broken limbs.
yeah,
There's no diving. They're fast. They're talented humans. Yet nobody gives a fuck to
yeah,
watch them.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know what like a lot of excuses that I've heard, or a lot of the air quote reasoning behind that
I'll also tell you. Here's another reason.
the drastic separation
Yeah.
uh is it they all just they all just seem to be like cop out. They all just
Here's
seem to
another.
be cop outs.
Yeah. Here's another reason. You ever looked at the people who are the board of FIFA?
They're
Have
all
you ever looked
dudes,
at the
right?
panel?
Yeah, yeah, they're all
All
dudes.
men. There isn't
Yeah, yeah,
one female in there.
yeah, they're all dudes. But
How is that?
are there any women that are trying to get to that? Like we don't hear about all that any of that,
So
like
I'll
which
tell
is
you,
sad.
the women don't bother because they've been literally purposely excluded. So a few when Sepp Blatter, just before he resigned, he was up for re-election,
Yes.
and Figu and the Prince of Saudi Arabia were both running for president as well of
Okay.
FIFA. Okay. And Figu all of a sudden dropped out.
Yeah.
And he wrote this long letter stating the reason he dropped out of the running race. And he said, there's no point in me running when I have two opponents, and altogether there are three opponents,
Yeah.
including the current president, and only two of those opponents are campaigning. The current president, who should be campaigning, has not
Isn't.
campaigned once to anybody. So
Yeah.
if that doesn't show me the corruption that he's already set and everybody's set to vote for him, I don't even know why I'm bothering wasting my time. And
Yeah.
right after that, the Saudi Arabian prince backed out too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We
it,
yeah. Anyone who knows about soccer knows that the FIFA is like in the
yeah,
management section is
yeah,
corrupt as fuck.
yeah.
So
Which makes me think if you've got 70 fucking cameras on all these fucking penalty shots that are clear penalty shots that aren't being called, and I'm not even talking about Portugal. Okay, I'm talking about every other fucking team. This is a completely unbiased opinion here because, like, okay, of course I'm rooting for Portugal, but like, and I didn't want Uruguay to win.
I
But
know.
that being said, clear as day, right? They were robbed 2 goals, clear penalty shots
Yeah.
today. I saw that. Japan, that ball out of bounds, that was another rob. Canada, at first I thought it was a biased opinion, like I said last episode, but the rest of the world saw it too. So much so that that referee is now permanently suspended from FIFA.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it's bullshit. I don't understand. I don't understand it. And
Yeah.
so I think the FBI needs to investigate these guys
Again.
again,
Again.
again,
That would have been that'd be
again.
hilarious. I still find it crazy how the FBI are the ones that got all these people.
Because the World Cup was supposed to go to US and it didn't.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with the Americans, man.
Yeah. Don't fuck with
You
cats.
don't. You
Yeah.
don't.
I know.
And
But
the
yeah.
people in Europe forget that, you know?
Yeah.
They forget how
They're in
big
their they're in their
the
like Swedish
US can
mansions.
pull a stink, you
Exactly.
know? They forget that the US is capable of making your life miserable,
Yeah. So
especially the FBI.
so with all this corruption talk and all this shit, let's just hope that soccer is played or football is played properly. There you go. Red cards, everybody. Red
Yeah.
cards all around. Um, and I just hope that it's
The
it's
best
a
team
great,
wins.
yeah, and it's a great match. They're all great matches, you know,
Yeah.
and no more
And
boring fucking whatever
and
matches.
just try to enjoy the fact that this will be the last World Cup that you see the great Messi and the great Ronaldo playing.
Yeah,
You,
this might be
it
their
will
last.
take years. Maybe when I'm a grandma, maybe then will you see 2 players to this caliber.
Yeah,
1 player, never mind 2 at the same time.
yeah, because it's
It's
like it was just before our time and currently now. So now it's probably gonna be like,
there are
you
no
know,
2 better players ever in the history of soccer. They have set the bar so high.
yes, they have. Yes,
I
they
don't
have.
I don't see anyone ever beating any of their records.
Not in a while. Not in a while. There are some good youngins that are coming in, but I mean they're
I'm
young
not saying
kids,
they're
right?
not great, but they're
Yeah.
the records, like, come on, like that guy Hager from Man
Hagrid from
City.
Harry
No,
Potter.
he's Man City. He's I think he's either Dutch. I think he's Dutch.
Haggard. Hazard.
22 Hague or something like that. I
Hazard.
forgot his name.
Hazard. He's from Belgium.
Is he?
I don't know who you're talking
No,
about.
no, no. I don't know. Anyhow, he's like an up and up coming player. Like he scored a lot of goals already for Man City, right?
I
And they
was
were
always a Man
calculating.
United guy, but I hate Man
Yeah,
United.
me too. But they were calculating the other day in order for him to ever get Ronaldo's like goal thing,
His
right?
tallies, yeah.
His tallies. Ronaldo has to never score another goal again, and
Yeah, okay.
he has to score. So this kid has to score to catch up to Ronaldo 43 goals a season.
Yeah, you can do that. Easy peasy.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, no, yeah. See, like things like that, like
Yeah.
yeah. Let's
Like
just
I'm saying, 2 players like Messi and Ronaldo, it's like watching a fucking meteorite hit, and
yeah,
that's how rare it is.
yeah, they are definitely one of a kind.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
really lucky to be able to live to see both of them.
I know. It just sucks that by the time the World Cup comes to North America, we will not be able to see them.
That's okay. I hopefully I'll see Mbappe, who's the next best thing to me.
Well,
I
well,
love the kid. I love the
well.
kid.
Let's just hope. Let's just hope that he's even on the team. Who
Sure,
knows
this
what'll happen? Who knows what'll happen?
he's
You know
already
what I
got
mean?
one World Cup under him.
There you go. And he's only like what, 23?
2 or 23, yeah.
22, 23? Young guy,
Yeah.
man.
And he's already scored 3 goals for France this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, he's been a little bit on the low scoring. He should be a little higher. At least I believe.
I'm talking about World Cup here. It's been three
Yeah,
games.
that's what I mean.
Not
He
all
should
players score 1 goal in a
he
game.
has to. He's got to. 10 goals a game.
43.
Exactly. 43 goals a game. Let's do it.
All right,
Anywho.
guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope we were informative. I hope you laughed with us. I hope you, if you have any questions, write them down in the comments. We'll be looking and hopefully be able to answer. If you have any opinions, we'd love to hear them. Check us
Yes.
out, like, subscribe,
Should like paint our
and
faces and stuff like that, like,
and we'll see you again next Saturday.
next week. Yes, next week. Can't wait.
And that means we have gotten not just to the round of 16, but we've got the round of 8 as well. By the time
Quarterfinals.
Saturday comes, yeah.
Quarterfinals. Oh my god.
Quarterfinals is
Let's
intense.
just hope.
That's
Let's
usually
just hope
when
no more
Portugal
tears.
goes. That's usually when Portugal.
You never know. They've made it to the semis
Nah.
before. They've made
Yes,
it
we
to the semis
have.
before.
Yes, we have. And we've
All
won a
right.
Euro and we've won a Nations League.
There you go. Riding off that high, right?
The only thing Ronaldo needs to win is the
Is the
fucking
World Cup.
World Cup.
Yep.
He's also won a Champions League in every single fucking major league in Europe.
Yeah, that's true. Did they win? He didn't win anything in.
In Italy, yeah, he did.
Did he? He won the Serie
Yeah.
A, but he didn't win the
Yeah.
champs. Did he?
Can't
I don't think he won
remember.
the champions. I think they won
No,
the
but he did win in Portugal. No, he did win in England
yes.
and he did win in Spain.
Oh yeah, that's where he became big
Yeah.
or
But
bigger.
he did win first in Man U
Yeah.
and then he won a thing. The only other person in soccer that's been able to actually win a Champions League in everything is the Portuguese coach Mourinho.
Oh yeah, that
He won in
fucking guy.
Italy,
That
Champions League in Italy,
fucking guy.
Champions League in Spain, Champions League in England,
Yeah.
Champions League in Portugal.
He's got to come to North America and he's got to
No,
somehow get Champions
he's
League.
waiting because he and Ronaldo can't stand each other.
Yeah, I've heard. Back when he was in
So
Real Madrid days, right?
yeah, and so he's waiting for Ronaldo to retire to coach the Portugal team. I think that's what's going
Portugal
to
team.
happen. I think he's done his career in when it comes to like smaller the European League
Like the teams, the groups,
teams,
the
the
clubs.
group. Yeah, the clubs. I think he's done his club career. I think he's going into the.
He wants to be national teams now.
Yeah, well, what else does he have to give to a club team?
Yeah, that's true.
What else? He's already won it all. There hasn't been a cup that he hasn't won.
Well, he's gonna try to go for the World Cup.
Exactly. He's going to have
That
to national team.
that'll be crazy. That'll be
Yeah.
crazy to see that.
If anyone can do it with a new team, think about it. Ronaldo's going to go. We've got all these young stars: André Silva, João Felix, Rafael Guerreiro, Bernardo Silva, Nuno Fernandes. We've got all these young players that play for PSG, Man City.
Yeah.
Some play in Man U, some play in Madrid. All our players play in big leagues. Like
Yeah.
they don't play in Portugal. None of them do. Very like maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay, they all play in major clubs, and they're young. If anyone can take who knows how to take a young team to a final, it's Mourinho. He's done it with all
Mourinho.
the other teams. He's
Yeah.
he's taken he doesn't do it well with older players.
Yeah, because the older players have their ways, right? And he likes to mold and adapt and change and yeah. So
Anyways,
yeah, guys,
thank you for watching.
signing off. Yeah, signing off.
Signing
and
off.
Can't wait to the quarterfinals.
Yes.
All right, guys.
See you again next week. Oh, let me see if I could find this thing
The
here.
the
The Julithan.
the what?
Oh, the
What are you
Julie thing.
doing? What's the Ju? Oh, the video. The
The video. That's our show. Bye, guys.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning
Good
in.
night.